0. iPhone. Stereo.
Okay, yet another boring recording coming up. If it's not boring to you, then good luck, that's fine. But, yeah. I slept for 3 hours today. After I did that sunrise recording, I slept for 3 hours. So yeah, I'm now awake. I'm now awake. I'm gonna get something to eat. Yes, something to eat. Okay. I cannot do a discreet recording today because when the bloke turns up at about 12, I'll have to put my banking details into my phone, and in order to do that I'll have to use VoiceOver because I can't see, so I've got to use VoiceOver, and basically that means whatever I type and VoiceOver's reading to me, it's going to be recorded onto Recorder HQ, and I don't want anybody to hear VoiceOver reading my banking details, do I? So, not going to do that. I will be recording using my Braille labeler, but I won't be able to, I can tell you my, well, not exactly my bank account, but I could tell you relatively what it would be about, but not necessarily what it is. And I'll be Braille labelling on Recorder HQ, but I won't be actually saying what I'm brailing. So, and I'll be putting the banking details up on the fridge. And when the bloke turns up today, I can read the Braille and copy in what the Braille says into the NDIS portal with my banking details, and on I go. But other than that, I can't do a discreet recording. Can't do it. So, yeah. And if I try to do it in a sneaky way, if I try to be sneaky about things, George is going to notice and say, oh, what are you doing with your phone? So, I'm not going to say anything. And a few others who are there as well, they will most likely notice, oh, what is she doing with her phone? I'm going to have chicken and potato salad for breakfast. So, it is going to be a pretty boring recording, but I do not know what else to do. is going to be friggin' boring, that's what. It's just going to be very boring.
9:25 a.m. One notification.
Oh, shut up, phone. Be quiet. Now I'm going to let the jug fill up and fix up the table because it won't be cleaned properly. So maybe the recording won't be so boring. And if Stephanie and if Tori are listening, it'd be great if I could hear more recordings for the sake of curiosity and interest, as it were. I'd like to hear about real life when yous are doing housework on recording. I'd just like to hear about it. I'm just very, very curious. I'm just so very curious, that's all. Yeah. The jug filled as far as I want it to be filled anyway. Now I'm going to start preparing breakfast while I make coffee.
(9:27 a.m.) 2 notifications.
Spatula, but I use it for getting potatoes.
9:27 a.m. Speech off.
I use my rice paddle for getting potato salad out. That's what I do. Might sound like a boring recording, but I'll make it as interesting as I know how. I will try to do that anyway. Got a little bit of potato salad left, so I might as well put it all on the plate. Now, yesterday I didn't record doing the dishes because I was focused more on recording eating and getting ready to go out. Today is just going to be a little bit at random. Ad infinitum type of shit going on today. Ad infinitum. Right. This fucking took over my Okay. Chicken needs to be eaten today and then she'll be just fine. So, just going to break it up with my fingers. I'm not going to be as fussy today because I know that I'll be the one eating it, not Jonathan or anyone else's man and his dog. So, okay, I'll eat the rest of this chicken tonight, I think, because I know it's got to be eaten. There's a hook bone in that, I'm sure there is. I'm going to have to pick it a little to get all the bones off. The jug's there, it'll last a little while before I make a coffee, that's for sure. I need to check where the little bones are. Hope there's no bone in that. I'm about to feel it and make sure there isn't. Because sometimes chicken is deceiving, as it were. Doesn't tell me where the bone is and I get caught in my neck. Oh, this bloody thing. There's a bone. There is. Somewhere in that chook. Bit of chicken. Anyway, I've got it all organised here, breaking it all apart, and I'm hoping to God that I don't get the bone part. Oh, there's a bit of bristle there, I think. Oh no, that's a bit of chicken. Okay, oh yeah, that is just a bit of chicken, isn't it? Is it not? Okay. There is still heaps of bread in my freezer, so I don't need more bread and I don't need more chicken at this stage. Got lots of it there. I'm going to eat the rest of it tonight. Today's recording is an at random recording. Ad infinitum. Anything goes in the recording today. So, yeah. Washing my hands with soap at the moment because when you play with chicken, your hands need washing. Okay. Put that in the fridge. I've nearly eaten over the last couple of days an entire whole chicken. Nearly ate the whole lot. Nearly ate the whole chicken. Which is pretty good. Although I did give it a little bit of it to Jono yesterday, which he really loved it. He absolutely loved it. I got banana, orange and mango, cut it all up, put it with the chicken, and would you believe it, mango is actually very nice with chicken. You think, yeah, mango with chicken, ew. No! It's surprisingly very nice. You would think it's disgusting, but it isn't. It's actually very nice. It's extremely yum with chicken. I love it. Now I'm going to make me coffee. And sit at the table. So yeah. We're getting to the bottom of the jar now and I do not get enough coffee on my spoon like I used to. Oh, Jesus. today, banana. Okay. Alright. A little bit of water in. Oh, you're supposed to add milk first, but sometimes I don't. Add water first sometimes and then I add milk. Okay, now I'm going to add milk to it. You're supposed to add milk to it first. Whatever today, whatever. I reckon. Who gives a shit, I reckon. I'll just add milk to it whenever I bloody feel like adding milk to it. There we go. I probably might just keep adding milk to it first, because usually if you add milk to it first and then the hot water, the coffee is cold because of the milk, and so the water doesn't burn it as much. Whereas if you add hot water to it, it does dissolve the coffee properly immediately, but it burns it while you're getting the milk out of the fridge. The coffee is actually cooking in boiling water, so it tends to make a more cooked flavour. I think that adding water before the milk dissolves the coffee a lot better, but at the same time it gives it more cooked flavour. We'll have to see what this tastes like actually. It's not bad. Not a bad coffee. I think I'll add water to it first, milk to it first next time. But anyway, let's not worry about it, I don't think. I would just drink it because it is not a bad coffee. And I really like potato salad and chicken. Yummy. As much as I like chicken on its own, I love chicken mixed in food. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a whinge. I think that blind people should be eligible for a car parking permit, because while everyone argues that blind people don't drive, that means that wheelchair people shouldn't have a parking sticker either, because wheelchair people don't always drive. Huh? Go figure. Go figure. And the people that get around, I have to say, taxi ranks are the worst, and patronise me. There was fucking bone in that. Or was there? No. Maybe it was carrot. And I thought it was bone. Okay, so anyway, people that get around and patronise me and then tell me good luck. No fucking reason. I mean, come on. I'm not at the taxi rank to hear religious people saying, hey, you're alright there and good luck and all that. I'm not there for that. I'm there to get a taxi, not to be given religious advice. And frankly, I don't care about other people's religious views. They can hold it to themselves. If I wanted to hear anyone's views, I'd ask. If I don't ask, that is a clear hint to keep your mouth shut. Now, I'm not a rookie. I can detect religious people from a mile away, and when they try to come over to me and sneak their religious views into my life by bullying or patronising or bluntly stating their religion, I just tell them to fuck off, and it's not about good luck, it's about me getting a fucking taxi and all that kind of shit, you know? Hey, if I'm being offensive, too bad. They're offending me by coming over and trying to push religion into my life. I say, get out, and whatever God they serve, fucking stick their God up their ass. Because I don't need people telling me how I feel and what I want in my life. I also hate people who rant and rave on about blind people as if they think they know better about the blind person than the blind person knows about their disability. People rant and rave on Facebook about how they think a blind person should have a carer and how they think blind people shouldn't be entitled to this and shouldn't be entitled to that. And they have no fucking idea because they're not bloody blind. That would be like me ranting on Facebook about how I think sighted people shouldn't complain about the tactile tiles on crossings for blind people, because if sighted people trip over them because they are too stupid to see where they're going, then that is not anybody's problem but their own. Sighted people who trip on tactile tiles have got no one to blame but themselves. They choose not to look where they're going. That is not anybody's problem. And who do sighted people think they are, telling disabled people what they want? Who do they think they are? Who do they think they're talking to anyway? Well, okay, then I'll have my own comeback. I think that sighted people should show a lot more respect to disabled people, and I also think that they should allow disabled people to work a little bit more if they choose to work. If they don't want to work, then you can't make people choose what they don't want. But for you sighted people who want disabled people to work, give them a fucking job then and stop whinging. Otherwise, shut your mouth and don't complain. You sighted people who know everything. There you go. That's my rant over about sighted people, how some of them choose to be so stupid. Next time any of you sighted people have petitions to sign, I'm not going to sign it because you can see. Fix it yourself. You don't need other people to help you. We don't need to sign petitions for you. Go and do it yourself. You can see. You don't need as much help as you claim you need. try having a disability first, and then you'll understand what help really is. This potato salad is really yummy. I really liked it. I won't say too much about nothing like personal or anything, but I really like the people at Coles because they help me out as much as they can, and I like it how I can tell them the truth and just tell them things that are going on in my life that I'm having difficulties with, and so long as they help me buy foods that I can still eat and stay healthy and not get really sick and die. I think that they're really good with helping me out like that. I will be having and this is what I wish I could put on recording, but I can't do that, because I know that the people around here who come to me today, they'll see me attempting to sneak in a recording and they'll be like, Anyway, I'm having a discussion with a few people today about how we'll manage me doing independent cooking, and then, starting from next week I'll be at it again. Of course, I'm putting a tray of food in the oven tonight, but next week I want to be doing more cooking, like frying some steak and putting, chicken Kievs in the oven and things like that. And shit, I've got the OT coming out to me tomorrow. I forgot about that. Whoops. Anyway, I want to be doing more steamed veggies and things like that, I could be doing chicken Kiev in the oven, steaming some veggies on the stove, things like that. And so long as I fry beef in the fry pan and put chicken in the oven, I can let a sighted person pan fry the chicken for me, because as much as I like to do it, it's probably not very safe. So we're going to have a big discussion today about all of that. What else? Oh, my other rant. So many people in this world are negative. I try and look for positive people to hang out with. Some people are negative because they're having a bad day, and that's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that people can just be brazenly negative, meaning, you might say, hey, I'd like to climb Mount Everest, and someone else might tell you, no, you can't do it. That negativity fucking pisses me off to no end. I'm thinking, like, how dare you tell someone they can't climb Mount Everest? Mount Everest. For all I know, it could be the honest truth. Not everybody can do it. But don't be brazen about it. Say something like, oh, that sounds really good. I wonder if you could actually do it. If the person says yes, you say, well, you've never tried it before. You could give it a go and tell me when you get there. Hey, at least the person, in retrospect, is showing that they would rather try than, try at something and fail than never try at all. I believe that people who are outright negative can be the most unsuccessful people in the world. And I mean, I can't go into any details about this lady who was negative towards me the other night. But yes, she was a very nice lady. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want her to help me in a gunfight. I won't say any more. There are just some people I couldn't trust to save my life. Now, I can't go into details about this company either, but the way the person presented himself the other day was wonderful. He wasn't negative at me or bullying at me or anything. He just presented himself as a nice, positive person who one could enjoy company with, hanging out with, having coffee or whatever. And he wasn't negative and said, you can't do any cooking. He was really positive. He literally said that he needs to see what I can and can't cook. So, not in a negative way, but literally, I want to see what you can do, I want to see what you can't do. Not, you're blind, you can't do it. He wants to see what I can't manage, not what he thinks I can't manage, or what I don't want to manage, or what I'm too weak to manage, or what I'm too stupid to manage. No, he wants to see what I can't manage and help me learn. And there are certain things which I'll never get to be able to cook on my own. You don't have to lie about that and say, oh, don't be depressing and negative. There are just certain things everybody can't do something of. Some people can't even physically walk, let alone go to the gym. So he's getting a chef to see what they can do to teach me or assist me or something around those lines. And I think the way he handles the situation is absolutely wonderful, because now I've had to get rid of, well, actually there's a big heap of food in the freezer that I'm not getting rid of. I'm not putting it in the fridge until I know I'll either cook it or let the chef cook it. But he's not running me into the ground or being really negative and put down about the situation. He's not putting the situation down, he's just saying that he would like me to cook, but he would also like the chef to try and supervise me, because he's actually got a lot more concern about my safety. But he does it in such a nice way that you feel like you're being, people say validated, I suppose that's the word. Validated. So treated with some kind of respect, where you know that you can't do something, but they want you to try and learn if it's possible, just to prove one way or the other if you can or can't do what you intend to learn. And then if you can't do it, don't be all negative and nasty about it and say, well, I'm blind and I can't cook. You say, well, I'm blind and there's certain foods that I can't cook, but I can cook other things. And that's what I told him the other day, which makes this bloke feel that I should be making an attempt to cook by myself. I should be, but he didn't openly say it. He doesn't want me to cook on my own anymore until the chef gets involved, just to make sure, even though the Guide Dogs OT has been helping me. Because the bloke is really concerned that even though Guide Dogs has helped me out, I could still make a lot of mistakes. Maybe the chicken isn't cooked properly in the middle or something like that, and I think it's fine and I might get really sick or something. It's probably not very likely to be the case, since I'm really good at timing my food in the oven. But rather than be all patronising and nasty and negative and putting pressure on me and being really horrible to me about the situation, he's basically saying, yeah, you should do independent cooking. And you have done independent cooking in the past, and sometimes you've done it well and other times you've been terrible at it. Because it's true, it's not something it's depressing to have to tell the truth, but it's not something that I've just decided that I'll be depressed and I'll cook badly because I just want to be disabled and I can't do this and that. Well, sometimes I have cooked a horrible meal, and it's true. It's not going to change just because I'm nice about it. But that doesn't mean being horrible and saying, oh, it's, not in my abilities to do cooking. You just don't do that. You just say that sometimes I cook badly, sometimes I don't. So that gives the bloke a lot of concern, and he thinks that I will manage independent cooking from what he's listened to me, but he thinks that I need some more teaching. Which, if you say it in that way, that's not depressing, that's uplifting. That's like, well, we don't want you to be a failure. We want you to try and learn things. And if you decide for yourself, no, I can't handle this, it's highly likely I'm going to ring up Guide Dogs and tell them I can't handle it. It's like I've got lasagna in the fridge now that I can put in the oven. I need to prove that, yeah, I can just put that in the oven. But the reason I'd like to make my own lasagna sometimes is because I want to add my own touch to it. I want to add my own veggies to it. I want to add my own sauce to it. Well, before I cook it in the oven and all that. Maybe the chef might think it's a bit too hard and say continue buying the lasagnas from the shops. The other thing I thought of doing with making my own lasagna is, I don't know how difficult this will be, getting lasagna sheets small enough to fit a small tray, and then you make it, and then that's say 2 servings, so 1 serving for tonight and 1 serving for tomorrow. That might be a bit too much. It might be a bit too... See, I don't mind if people tell the truth, so long as they're not nasty or patronising or trying to put me out of wanting to go to meet-up groups or trying to put me off doing fitness exercises, you know. That is just shocking to do that to someone. And I'm not put off doing fitness exercises. I really like walking, so that's what I want to do. If someone's going to tell me, you're getting too tired, you're getting too exhausted to walk, I might tell them, who do you think you are to decide how I feel? Just because I look something doesn't make it right for you to tell me when I have to stop walking. Who are you anyway? And all these people the other night diagnosing, you know, medical trouble with exercise when they have no idea, because they haven't done blood tests, aren't my doctor, wouldn't have a clue what they're talking about. I plan to make my own hiking group, and I basically plan to tell these people to fuck off, and, you know, they're going to be like that. I'll make my own hiking group, 7 kilometres, of course. Everyone should try to walk 7 kilometres, but if you don't, you don't. We're not going to do any bullying either. I won't tolerate bullying. I'll even be writing that, you know, that bullying and disrespect and judgment isn't going to be tolerated. Either have a nice discussion or don't say anything. Anything. I can't stand people who say, you know what, you need to get fitter because you have trouble when you walk. It's like, don't tell me what I want. And I'm a lot fitter than the other blokes and they can't handle the walk. Don't tell me how I am. Thank you very much. It's my life and I'll do what I like. What? You're telling me that I'm fitter, so you've decided I can walk? No. Fitness is not an indicator for you to decide if I walk or not. You don't tell me what to do. You can caution me as to say, this requires a moderate level of fitness, please carry a water bottle and shoes. Yeah, okay, but don't bully me and tell me, you're fit, you can come back to the walking group. Don't you dare tell me what to do. It is not your life to decide what I will and won't do with my life. Thank you very much. So that's how I think about this whole thing. It's like drinking coffee. Some people tell me not to drink coffee. I'm like, don't you ever tell me what to drink and what not to drink. Thank you. Don't you dare. The doctors had to limit my alcohol intake for a reason, which is why I thought that was a pretty good idea when I used to take medications and that for different reasons. Now I don't take anything, I can have alcohol. So don't you ever tell me what I can and can't drink, is my little cautionary tale there. Thank you very much. So, you know, I make the decisions about my life. Everyone else can either accept me or piss off. Don't bully me until I change into someone who I'm not, because I'm not going to change. If you don't like it, fuck off. If you're willing to show enough respect but you don't agree with me, then that's fine. Show some respect. Otherwise, fuck off. I don't need your opinion in my life because I'm not living for you, I'm living for me. I don't have a problem sharing my life with other people, but I will not be told how to live. No way. I am not going to be told what I will and will not do, and whether I'll fit into a group because I'm fit or I'm not fit. Okay, if you're so fussy about your group, why don't you write on the fucking website, for one, fit people only. Don't write, please join us for a walk and dinner at 5:30 every Thursday, and then tell everyone that they're fit enough or they're not fit enough. Don't you go treating me like that. I won't have it. If you want fit people in your group, tell the website, only fit people. If you don't want people with disabilities, tell people in the website you can only have able-bodied people. In fact, I'd tell you to go and piss on your mother's grave, because you're quite disgusting if you can't allow disabled people into your walking groups. Go and pee and shit on your mother's grave then. And there aren't many people who I'd wish to piss and shit on their mother's grave, I can tell you now. Very few people I would think that of. I think very highly of most people, but there are some people in this world who I wish would shit on their mother's grave because they are so bloody disgusting. I guess I'll be titling this recording NSFK for YouTube, not safe for kids. I'm going to be writing that in very clear lettering, not safe for kids. Not safe for kids. Please skip if you don't want to listen. In fact, I'm going to write that because not very many recordings are not safe for kids. Most recordings, there might be a couple of bad words. Some people think that's not safe for kids. Well, okay, so it's not. But a couple of bad words compared to a very nasty rant. Not that I'm intending to be rude, but it's nasty as in I'm talking about subjects that kids are not welcome to listen in on, and there aren't just a few bad words. There might be a lot of topic discussion for mature audiences 15 plus only, which means younger children might want to be out of the room or in bed. If you're 15 years and over, you're welcome to watch it. If you're under 15, no. So I'm going to be doing a not safe for kids tag. I should do a not safe for kids tag even if there's a couple of bad swear words in my recordings, but you know what? I just write it clearly in the description. There is some coarse language. So yeah, if I'm going to write a not safe for kids tag, it's going to be for a pretty bloody legitimate reason, not just because of a couple of F words and I've just said the word sex once in a recording. Well, that's not safe for kids either. But if I say it once because I've said, I don't know, the sex of a dog is female, or why would, you know, I'm talking for 2 hours and I make one brief comment about why the hell would somebody have sex in a bathroom, but oh well, and then move on, that it wouldn't be safe for children either. But I tell you what, a real not safe for kids video like this is definitely not safe for kids. So yeah, let's just say that I had a good little rest today, and yeah, had a good feed.
Speech on 10:09 a.m.
Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. Okay. Right. Only 10 o'clock. Alright then. This floor's getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. Oh, what's that? Thought I was going to lose a coffee cup then. Shit. Oh, now I've got a lot of stuff to do here. Lots. A lot of dishes Ta-da! I can't decide if I'm going to have the aircon or have the house open. Let me make a decision now before I start the dishes. I'm going to put the air on. The air conditioner on, I think.
10:11 a.m. 5 notifications.
I also hate people who think that because I'm blind I can't walk, but that is a kind of extension or offshoot of my other rant, so I sort of don't need to explain very much. The only thing that is wrong is when I put cups in the cupboard, if I do drop a glass, then I am truly fucked, because glass will end up in my feet and I'll end up in the hospital, no doubt. So, ending up in the hospital is probably not a good idea. Probably not by anybody's standards. Probably not by anybody's wishes either. So, yeah. If I end up in the hospital today, fuck only knows what's going to happen in future. Because, yeah, it is a little bit hard to walk with glass in your feet, isn't it? So I'm not going to let it go that far. Because I can walk now. Yeah, I ain't going to be walking when I end up in hospital with sore feet for 2 weeks. And, I have allergic reactions to nausea medication, where 1 minute it's okay and it works and the next thing it's not effective. So not allergies, what's the bloody word? Side effects, or I have an inconsistent reaction, or whatever you call it, with can't get it out, with nausea medication. So I would have to be pretty much sedated for a couple of days until we get myself working better and get the right medicines working properly, and then stay in bed for a week on an IV and blood thinners and all this shit that they give you. Make you sick as a dog. Give you some more Valium if you can't sleep all night long, and I do mean your eyes are open and you're awake all night. So no sleep or no napping or resting without actually physically falling asleep, if that makes any sense. I don't mean it colloquially, where you go and snooze off for a couple of minutes and there's your sleep. No. Talking about staying awake while resting and not physically sleeping at all. Yes. That is difficult. Don't usually need Valium just for staying awake all night at home. But let's say you're in pain and you're upset and you're feeling a bit sick and you're feeling a bit, I'm not very well, but I'm generally alright otherwise, but tonight, just terrible. Just, never feel like that in a day of your life. Apart from when you're a bit sick and you feel similar, but you could close your eyes if you wanted to, but just not this time, and never have been like that before. Ugh, yuck. Yuck. Yep, you take something. The next day, you're tired, but you're fucking better. Hey! Good. A lot better. Never ever have to do it again, because the next time I choose to not sleep all night, I might be having a great time playing games. Or I might be a little bit upset about something, but I'm not in severe pain, so if I wanted to, I could just say, fuck this shit, and close my eyes. I might be a bit angry and I might not sleep till 4 in the morning, but I'll fall asleep until 7 o'clock. Oh well, I'll sleep better the next night. No, I don't need Valium for that. And I don't need Valium or any other sleeping pill to help me because, I just couldn't sleep all night last night. I didn't sleep at all, and maybe I was a bit upset, but I was feeling okay. I just couldn't sleep. No, that is not why I need it. I don't need it, not ever. Ever. Unless I'm anxious at the dentist, or very, 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 very seldom, once in a lifetime or once in 10 years, or just almost never, really sick and upset and feeling absolutely fucking terrible. Listening to the radio ain't working. Lying down and relaxing ain't working. Breathing deeply and closing my eyes to try to, switch off and then I might fall asleep isn't working. Plus I had, at the time, some really sore teeth, not taking any pain medicine at all because of a sore stomach I'd had for 3 days. 2 days really bad and the third day was off colour, but it was a bit crook. A few days before then. So yeah, I was having a pretty fucking bad night. A very bad night. It was very horrible. And I decided from then on that doctors aren't really healthcare providers, they are just butchers who murder people to get paid. Anyway, I'm going to another doctor because they're going to have to do some checkups and tests and psychiatric thing, evaluation or whatever you call it. Because to be honest, if they don't get onto me really quickly, with a new doctor and second opinion and all that, I'm going to get sick one day. So not now, but one day I could come down with something, could be an eye infection, I don't know, call it whatever you want to call it, but I could come down with something, deliberately neglect my medical treatment, so let's just say, hey, I'm sick with a sore stomach, I'm not going to take any notice. Next thing you know, I'm unconscious and I'm in hospital, and no, I'm not going to do anything about it. Yeah, they'll have to take over and do something about it for me, because guess what, I'm not about to say anything or do anything. That kind of disgusting sort of lack of care. Because to me, that's how doctors feel about me. They don't care, so I do not care either. Even if this new doctor who I plan to see does show that he cares, I'll feel so untrusting for a while that I'll think, he might care about me if I don't care, but I'm not trusting enough to really tell him the truth, so I'm just not going to be honest with him, and he might not care because he won't know what to care about. So then he'll be left in the dark thinking, why is this bloody woman not speaking to me and, not telling me anything, and she's deteriorating, what's going on? And it'll be because I don't trust him enough to tell him anything. And it'll be harder for him to treat me if I don't trust him. Well, it will be. But you know what? I don't trust doctors. Full stop. I don't trust them. I don't have a reason to trust a doctor. I haven't been given a reason to trust any doctors. And I'm not yet going to trust any doctors. I don't need to, and I'm not going to trust them. In my personal opinion, nature takes its course. You're going to eventually die of something anyway, and there's really nothing anyone can do about it. Nature takes its course. There's nothing anyone can actually do about it. Really, there's just nothing anyone can change about nature. They can prolong your life. The doctors will prolong my life, but they're not going to stop my death. They're just going to make me die later. So instead of dying at 60 odd year old, I'm going to die at 90 odd or 100 odd year old. I'm still going to die eventually. Just not when I'm 60. Maybe when I'm 100 or 120 or whatever amount of years they can keep me going by then. Even if they can keep me going until I'm 200 year old, I'm still going to die eventually. Yeah, I suppose it's a little bit sad and who wants to die, but the truth is it's going to happen. But at the same time, I just feel that maybe I know that I'm supposed to be able to say, hey, I'm a bit sick and I need treatment, and this medication doesn't work very reliably, and this other medication gives me headaches, what can I do? And I'm expecting the doctor to say, well, we don't usually put people in the hospital, but you need to be there until you're better, in your case. Okay, well, put me in there then. Then I'll probably be better in a week. That's what I would be expecting of a doctor. But obviously not many doctors are very good. Most doctors are basically, you're sick and you need to go home, and if you die, oh well, we have millions of dollars to spend. If we get sued, we won't be affected very much. The people who lose their medical license for malpractice would be under a lot of shit though, because some doctors get sued but they can keep practicing medicine. Other doctors who get sued can't continue to practice medicine, so they end up in the shit. And I for one, if I think that I don't like what a doctor's doing, I don't ring them up and ask for another appointment. I simply don't go to that doctor. I will simply refuse. It's like when I went to the Mater Hospital, the Mater Private Hospital in Springfield for my wisdom teeth removal. I refuse to drive in a taxi all the way out that way just to get my wisdom teeth checked where they were removed. So you know what? I simply didn't ring up the doctor. I simply didn't get it checked. I simply didn't get any follow-up care. I didn't get my teeth cleaned at a dentist. So now, I've got to pay a private dentist to do all the things that should have been done in June, middle of May. And I'm going to put up with a lot of difficulty now because I waited so long. It was May that I had my teeth removed, wisdom teeth. It's now November, and by the time I get in let's say January, my teeth are going to hurt like shit when they're being cleaned. And you'll probably have to get a private orthodontist or someone to claim Medicare benefits for me and do more work on my teeth. And because I've waited for so long, and I have very little trust in medical people, the people who want to help me out for real are going to have to deal with a lot of shit until I get better. And that won't be their fault. If someone's nice and helpful and loving and they end up dealing with me in a really shitty state, that isn't their fault because someone else chose to be a fuckwit and remove my wisdom teeth and then leave. Don't hang around to sort out painkiller prescriptions. Just let the pharmacist deal with those jobs. Send me home in a lot of pain without any medical care, and hope that I die so that they can say that I died of natural causes. That way, they'll get away with killing someone and getting paid. Well, I didn't die because I know that my neighbours would have rushed me off to hospital before I died, so I didn't die, and one of the neighbours was very furious and really heckling me to eat and drink properly. Heckling at me every fucking day. Which was lovely of him. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He went on at me. Didn't lecture me for 10 minutes or things like that. Just, how's everything going? Are you eating? How's everything going? Are you drinking? How's everything going? Are you stewing up? Are you sick? Are you this? Are you feeling well? Are you all of the rest of it? Fucking, every day, right? So somehow I survived. And I haven't been to the doctor since May. And I need an urgent medical checkup. I don't know if it's because I'm sick and I don't know that I'm sick, because I feel well, so I'm probably sick and I don't know. Or is it because I have other problems that are going to make me sick and I'm just not aware that I have other problems that are going to make me sick? Or is it just because the doctor wants to make sure that I'm okay, and so long as I'm alright he'll let me off? But he wants to check me urgently just in case. I don't know. And now I feel really frigging hung in the dark over it. I feel so friggin' I don't know what the word is. So bloody, full of bloody, what's the word, trepidation, is it? So, panicky over it, you know? Because I might go to the doctor and he might tell me I'm perfectly fine. He might cut off a few moles off my back and say, guess what? You're not sick, are you? Okay, you're going to live for a long time. I want you to go home and have a cup of coffee. Since you like coffee so much. Guess what? We've got nothing else to look at for you. Can you come back in 6 months?
10:28 a.m. 6 notifications.
What? So, yeah. If that's all the doctor's going to say, I'm not going to worry too much. But then I don't know, because I refused, after the GP in May refused, back in May, to help me out, refused to get me any medications that would work, you know, for me properly, refused to do any, you know, to send me to another doctor for checks and whatever. I then decided to refuse medical checkups as well. And I basically said to everyone, if I suddenly die, don't try to save my life because I don't want you to help me. That infuriated one of the neighbours to no end. He was like, oh, you don't want to hurry it, and you've got a lot of life in you yet, and you should be living a really good life right now, and you know, and you're thinking like that, and all this kind of shit. Yeah, that was sad. But that was his opinion, and somehow he kept me going. Oh, you need to see a new doctor. I know it's difficult, but you need to find a new one. Even if you have to go to a few doctors until you find someone you're comfortable with, you need to find a doctor and you need to get a checkup soon. Don't keep putting checkups off and taking paperwork and not filling it out and... Okay? So I said, all right. And when he's really calm about things, he says, you're all right, sweet. You just need to find a nice doctor who wants to be understanding and helpful. Blah, 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 blah. You know, for a couple of minutes. You'll be right. And I'm like, so far so good. So far so good. But yeah. And then this other bloke from a new company who I'm with is telling me in a really nice, because he's not emotionally involved in me and my neighbour having fights over my health situation. And the neighbour doesn't fight with me because he hates me or wants me to get hurt or hit me or anything. We have fights like the way you and your brother would have a fight, or you and your sister. Let's not talk about the fights where you wish you could kill your brother or sister, because hey, everyone has horrible arguments with siblings. So I'm just talking about fights where you and your sibling would have a bit of a fight and you don't talk for a week and then you're okay. I'm talking about that. That's how me and the neighbours have a bit of me and one of the neighbours fight a bit like, well,
10:31 a.m. 7 notifications.
He's a lot older than me, so it would be more like a father and a daughter having a fight. Even though he isn't my dad. But yeah, this other bloke who's not emotionally involved is like really urgent about getting me a medical check. Very, very urgent. Then I told him about getting my wisdom teeth out, and I'm not interested in getting a follow-up check because, there's too many reasons that I had conflict with the doctor at this other medical clinic. The doctor was good, but just another reason with a different doctor that was very, both nasty and unsupportive, and now I'd like to just accept that I have a bad life. All this kind of shit, and he just went, oh, no, you gotta have a nice life, we're gonna get you to the doctors, and it will be a different medical clinic, and this doctor is really wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. The only thing is, now that I've let my medical health go, I may feel well now, but all the shit that I need to put up with next year is going to be absolutely horrendous. I'll be putting some of it on recording, not too much of it, but like some of it. Now, it'd be one thing if I just said, hey, I like my doctors, but guess what? I'm going to neglect my medical health, so if they've got to help me out in a few months, I'm going to get really sick because I left, my body too long before getting it treated. That's pretty stupid. But if you couple that with, I can't trust doctors, and then you finally find a really nice doctor after a good 6 months to 12 months, but there are things that you needed done to your feet or your teeth last year, and after waiting so long, it's going to be
10:33 a.m. 7 notifications.
Treat me without getting really crook, whereas had I gotten treated earlier, I would have been better. Things in that scenario sort of category. It's a bit hard if I don't have a doctor I don't trust. That's a little bit difficult.
10:34 a.m. 8 notifications.
Fucking phone, hang on.
55%, 60%. Speech off.
Thank you. Yeah. So all the shit I'm going to have to go through next year, because I will have finally found a doctor and a dentist that I trust. They're going to have to say, oh, you left this too long, and love it, you're going to get really cooked because it's not intended, but you left all these things for too long, and I know you can't help it because you got a fright last year when you had some bad experiences, but if you were seen earlier, blah, 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 and I'll be like, I know, but I didn't know that you were so, helpful, because I didn't know that you were even there last year. They'll be like, I understand that. It's just so difficult sometimes. But now that you're with us, you get regular medical care, and you won't be having to suffer any difficulties if you get treatment, because we'll get your medical treatment done before it causes any problems for you and all this shit. And I'll say it would have helped if I'd known about you 12 months ago or 6 months ago or whatever. And they would have gone, they would say, yeah, I know that, I know, it's why we want to help you out. And I'll be like, why didn't I find out last year in May? You would have helped me out. I would have been less crook. I would have gotten a little bit crook, but I wouldn't have gotten really crook. Oh, well, maybe I would have, but then, depending on why I'm sick, I would have gotten better, gone in for more dental treatment in, let's say, July this year, and then I would have had more medical checks, another treatment for whatever reason. Maybe it's to take a mole off me or fix an ingrown toenail or do something. And then now, I wouldn't even have to worry about, oh shit, next year I've got a lot of shit to deal with, because it took me a long time to find a very, very, very trusting doctor. And I've left myself without medical attention for so long that it's going to be more painful to get better from any medical attention I need than it would have if I sought medical attention right away. Everybody knows that, but everyone also knows, at least most people, that I'm not getting medical attention from a doctor I don't trust. I will collapse and go unconscious to hospital before I will see a doctor I don't fucking trust. Believe you me. I would rather fucking die in some instances than see a fucking stupid piece of shit pretending to be a fucking doctor, or at least working as an illegal friggin' refugee, pretending to be on a work visa, showing false fucking work permit in order to work illegally in Australia just to get paid bloody money. And what do they have to do it? What do they have to do to get paid? Hurt other people. For fuck's sake. I'm sick of these fucking immigrants who enjoy hurting other people in order to make money. In childcare or as a fucking doctor of all people. Even some Australians, they can't make money by being nice to people, so they fucking hurt them. Why? Why would you go to medical school to get paid a decent salary just so you can fucking hurt other people, when you could be really nice to them, get a lot of respect, and get a lot of riches worth more than $1 million for the rest of your life? Loving wife or husband, or loving family, or even if you had a dysfunctional family, you'd have loving friends, you'd have a very good medical network around you, you'd have very, very good attention and love and all sorts of things that money can't buy. But no, you fucking waste it in some way. What the actual fuck? So yeah, I'm going to hear the classic frigging lines of, you've left yourself for too long and we have to treat you so that you'll live for a long time. But it's going to take a long time to get better, and you'll probably suffer more because you didn't get medical care straight away. But we can understand if you don't trust some doctors, it's very hard and it takes longer to get medical care when you don't know what to do. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, fuck's sakes, can I have a Valium now, please? Oh, so yes. All of this classic shit, along with, we're really sorry you had a bad experience with your other doctors. We'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again, which is really typical of a second opinion. When you go to the doctors and you think, nah, I'll get a second opinion, then another doctor says, I'm really sorry about what happened to you. I'm really upset to hear that. Then they might be the best person in the world and they help you, and he might recommend another really nice, loving doctor when he retires. Shit like that. That happens to almost all of us. my neighbour, he had the same problem with his GPs. He doesn't say how or what happened because he won't talk about details, and I won't much either, but he has had the same problems with GPs where they've sent him home sick and he's had to go to a new doctor for a second opinion only to hear, hey, you are very sick at the moment and you shouldn't have been sent home, or you shouldn't have been told just to take some Panadol because you need more medication than what you were given, or things like that. So he's had the same problem, and the way he deals with it, he just says, oh, okay, thank you very much, and he goes to his wife and says, listen, I don't like the way I was spoken to by this doctor. I don't like how he or she treated me. I don't like his or her lack of experience or lack of training or false qualifications, meaning that the doctor isn't actually a doctor. They've defrauded the system by providing fraudulent certificates so that they're a real doctor, but in fact they're a imposter. So on the surface they're a real doctor, they're there to help people, but in fact they're overstaying a visa, or if they're Australian they're using a medical certificate that they didn't actually qualify for to be a pretend qualification, for them as a doctor so that they can have access to vulnerable people and things like that. So the neighbour, he's had similar problems, and now he's fine with his doctor because he's got another doctor that really has genuine qualifications, meaning that she earned them herself in training at uni. She not only got, obviously all doctors get supervised when training, but she actually took it seriously and said to herself, now that I've got my qualifications, I'm actually going to try everything I can to help people. She didn't sit there and say, I've been taught all of this stuff, I've been supervised in exams and practical experience. You know what? I don't actually care about any of that. I'm just going to do what I want to do. And if I make someone sick or I send someone home to their death, I don't give a fuck. She didn't do any of that. A lot of people have done. And this is why both my neighbour and this other bloke are very worried about me. The neighbour is really angry, like very pissed off. And the other bloke isn't angry at me. He's just, oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh my God, really? This can't be fucking real. But if it is, man, I'm really sorry about that. I'm like, oh, no, it's not real. I'm just making it up to say something. Like, no. Something has to happen to make me lose trust in a doctor for me not to go to that medical clinic, even to see the regular doctor who I did trust. She didn't give me any support after the other doctor treated me like shit and bullied me. So that made me think that this doctor was on this other doctor's side. She clearly sided with the doctor and not with me, so I thought she was great, but I hate her and I hate the other doctor. Although other people have said that this particular GP I used to see is very wonderful, and she was wonderful. I don't hate her as far as she was lovely to me. I just hate her because she sided with the other doctor. She was too stupid to say, I'm not working here anymore. I don't like being bullied. She basically said, I'd rather be paid than worry about being bullied. Oh, really? So you don't care if other doctors bully your patients, really? Really? So I like her, but there's reasons for why I really hate her. Anyway, what she should have done is got the receptionist to ring me up and say, which really nice people would do this. Hello, how are you going? I hear that you're not well. Your doctor would like to see you. Do you want to go back to your doctor? I would either say, no, thank you, I'll be back in 6 months, or, yes, please, I'd like to go back. They would say, your doctor needs to talk to you about a few things, but she understands that you weren't well and, we want to see how we can help you. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. You're welcome to help me out. But did she do any of that? Nope. And the reception person lied to me as well. When I got a little rod put into my arm, they were supposed to give me a call to remind me about when to come in. But guess who did all of that? Me. I reminded them. Okay, I know I'm responsible for my medical care, but that gives people no right to lie to me and tell me, we'll call you when you're ready for this appointment, and then they hang me in the balance and do nothing whatsoever to help me until I demand that I get help. That is absolutely disgusting. And if I'm responsible for my medical care, the doctor is responsible for making sure I get the help that I need too. That's another fucking rant that I had to let out. I have had it with these bloody people that lie to me. I have fucking had it. Absolutely shit. Pain in the ass people are sometimes. And then this fat bitch receptionist at the fucking medical clinic can't even ring me the next day and say, I'm really sorry about what happened yesterday. Your regular GP, who I won't name, is going to make an appointment to see you next week. Will that suit you? Because she needs to see how you're going. If you feel worse, could you please come back earlier and we'll help you. The fat ass cunt of a receptionist didn't have the fucking hide to ring me up. Stupid old cunt. Stupid frigging chick. And the doctor, she's a furphy as well. She obviously didn't fucking say anything. She just sided with this other doctor who bullied the shit out of her and didn't stick up for herself and say, hey, I'm leaving. The other doctor I commend for doing that. He helped me out fix a personal problem, and he decided, fuck me dead, I have had enough of being bullied. I can't tolerate people who treat patients like shit. I won't tolerate it because I like people and I want to help them. Get fucked, I'm leaving. And you know what? He left. He left. Because he couldn't tolerate the shit that was going on at that clinic. I left without a word because I couldn't tolerate the shit going on at the clinic. And did they have the hide to ring me and say, would you like to see your regular doctor next week? No, they didn't. Motherfuckers. And the public dentist, they were liars too. They sent me a letter, but I threw it in the bin, so you can't blame them for doing that because I didn't want to go. Don't blame them for that bit. But you can blame them for the fact that the reason I didn't want to go back to the public dentist is because when they were cleaning my teeth, they were very rough. They were brutal. They spoke to me like shit. They took advantage of me because of my diazepam dosage, so I could laugh and carry on like a bloody pork chop. Because I was on diazepam and very tired and giddy like. Not to where I felt like I was suffering and had a sore gut and needed to kill myself or anything like that. I just felt giddy like, you know, when you get all stupid and that. You think, oh shit, close your eyes and, that's better, yep. Then you forget and then you're fine, you feel good, not in pain, happy, okay, all of that shit, right? And then they go to my teeth and they're cleaning them and they're fucking rough. And they make my gums bleed and I start spewing and they bully me for it. So I just keep on doing it. I'm like, I don't give a shit if I spew up anyway. Of course I'm going to think that when I'm on sedative tablets, hey, I don't give a shit what happens. So yeah, they're very brutal and they hurt my gums and they put anaesthetic in and I can still somehow feel a little bit of pain. A little bit here and there, like, whoa, they have to be really rough for me to feel any pain. And I had blood all over my mouth. I mean, it was disgusting, and I always felt like I was going to die when I went there. So I thought, I'm not going back anymore. Fuck the bloody public place. I'll be paying for what I want next time. Because that way, if they treat me bad, I can fucking sue them for the money back. If I pay them $500 and they hurt me, I'll get the $500 back. So yeah, hopefully they're not going to need to be sued, because they might treat me very, very well. They might treat me really well. So, same with the new doctor. My other friend, who I won't name, she had heaps of problems with other doctors. And this doctor that she found, who I'll be seeing as well, said, "Oh my God, really?" And I won't mention anything, but she needed help with her medication, and the doctor was like, "Holy shit." She was getting too much of some medicine, and the doctor had to get her some different medicines and things like that. And now she's doing okay, but she will not change doctors for anybody. If I find that he's a good person, I won't be changing doctors either, because I don't want to go there to say, "Hey, my gut is sore and I don't know why I have a sore throat and I feel like spewing in that, and how come my mouth is dry," for him to say, "Go home and take some Panadol 3 times a day and commit suicide by drinking more water," meaning that he can't say that I should commit suicide by drowning myself. His euphemism that the doctor would give for committing suicide by drinking too much water is go home and drink more water and take Panadol 3 times a day. What, and commit suicide? But you can't tell me to do that, so you're just leaving it up to me to kill myself? Is that what you're doing? This doctor shouldn't be expected to do that. He might say, "Well, I'm really sorry that you're really sick." Guess what? You'll either be in hospital or you'll be stuck at home for a week till you're better. But he's hopefully not going to tell me to go home and commit suicide. Now this recording is absolutely not safe for kids. And I really, really like Milo. Absolutely love him. Absolutely love Milo. It is delicious. And I think I've done enough with my recording.
Speech on. Recorder HQ.
yeah.
File list. Stereo. Minus. Pause. Stop. Button.
I'll be coming back later to do another recording.
Stop. Button.